These lights are horrible. Hi, everybody. My name's Holly. I really don't do well with microphones. I don't like speaking with them, so I have to say that out loud because then it makes me a little less nervous and uncomfortable. So my topic tonight is society at large, and I was trying to, like pray. I went into the bathroom. I'm like, I don't know what I'm supposed to be saying, right? And then, like, as I was, trying to listen for the answers, it was like, okay, I have obviously a purpose. Like, I get asked to come and speak at different things. I have, like a long time ago, my aunt said, I had a dream about you last night, and you were like at this podium, and now mind you, I'm like in jail, I'm smoking crack, I'm shooting dope, all that stuff. And I'm like, yeah, okay, sure, I'm gonna really be doing that one day. But I am, right? So on August 29th of 2014, I was in a stolen car, because I like to steal cars. If you give me your keys, I'm not coming back. And people would tell you that. There's some people in this room that know me. They would say, yeah, she doesn't come back with the car. But I remember, like, I nodded out. I had, all this. I had gloves on because I was robbing cars at the same time. And I remember, like, the cop knocking on the window and waking me up, and I come out of my nod and I look and I'm like, crap, right? This isn't what I wanted to see when I opened my eyes. But then at the same time, I had this, like, that moment that you feel, right? That peace, like, okay, like, it's done, right? Because I had been running, and my son was in foster care. I got high the whole last 5 months of my pregnancy. I couldn't stop, and I couldn't stop for that or anything else. And that's always been my story, right? But I go to jail that day, and I'm like, I have a whole bunch of burglary charges. I have a possession charge, and I say to the judge, I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna sign this plea for a year level 2. And she's like, no, you're gonna do Key Crest. And I was like, what? Which is like this super long program here that I've already done before. But that was, that was God for me, right? So I do that, but I get home, and when I look at my life now and how, like, God has used me in terms of society at large, I go and I speak at Legislative Hall and tell these people what's wrong, right? Like, this is the problem. I go and make changes on policies and different things, and they want me, like, my testimony, my story is what has changed all kinds of things in this state. And that's amazing, right? Like, who would have thought, like, me going to jail, I just went for my pardon, and they're like, you've been arrested 273 times, and you have 99 KP, all these things, like this terrible story that I have of my life. And now you want me to come and give you suggestions on maybe how to fix, like, the bigger picture, right? Going and doing, like, outreach in the streets and, like, walking and going to the people just like me. I love those people, right? I love the people that are still out there, because I know that desperation, I know that pain, and I know what that's like. So today it's just different, I get out, like, I remember getting out of jail and Googling myself, and it was like my mugshot, and I had, like, no eyebrows, and I had all these marks on my face, and my hair was like bleach blonde, and it was kind of like a mullet, and it was so bad. But that is, like, what came up, And I remember this guy was, like, my first boyfriend, and he commented on the, like, Facebook post that was there. People were sharing my most recent, charges, and he's like, once a bad egg, always a bad egg. That's what he put. And I was so hurt, like, I cried, like, at all this stuff. But then now he's like, hey, can you help me? Like those same people, like people come and they ask me, they call me, they go on Facebook Messenger. Like I get to use like all that negative stuff to try to help all these other people. And I never thought that that would be my life today. I thought I'd just like get clean and just, whatever, my life would be this. But that's not what it is at all. It's so much bigger than I ever could have imagined. And I don't know even how much bigger it will get. But whatever that looks like, I'm willing to do it. I continue to like say yes, when Zach asked me, to come, and I continue to think that I don't have anything to say that is helpful, right? Like my head will always tell me that, whatever I have isn't enough. But I come and I try to do some kind of a message of hope to anybody that's in this room. So, so for me, like service to society at large is the biggest part of, my journey and my recovery, because that's literally what I do all the time with my job, with just the community, just whoever asks me to come, I show up. So